This episode is brought to you by Dashlane. Keep yourself and your data safe online with a free account from Dashlane. Life on Earth is kind of weird if you think about it. We're only able to exist here because of a giant, continuous thermonuclear reaction happening 150 million kilometers away. Thanks to this enormous ball of superheated plasma, our planet has maintained a temperature acceptable to human life for quite some time now. It's also given us the light plants need to thrive, and that helps us see the world around us. As much as we depend on the sun for our continued existence, it's still a violent and largely unpredictable energy source. And since it's so far away, we don't really know that much about it. But one thing we do know is that our star is very loud. In this episode, we're going to take a quick look at the sound output of the sun, and what it would be like if we could hear it here on Earth. You've probably heard the expression that in space, no one can hear you scream. That's only mostly true. Outer space is a near vacuum, though there are some denser regions full of interstellar gas that can carry sounds imperceptible to human ears. As it turns out, it's a good thing we can't hear noises from beyond Earth, because it would make our existence very unpleasant. Take the sun, for example. Imagine a pot of boiling water. As the streams of hot water rise to the top in the form of bubbles and the cooler regions sink back down, the water produces a constant rolling, bubbling, rumbly sound. The sun operates in a similar way. Instead of bubbles, streams of superheated plasma rise to the surface of the sun, and the cooler material sinks to be heated again. The sound this process produces has been compared to cathedral bells, not in the sense that it's nice to listen to, but that stars vibrate with a huge range of frequencies, like bells chiming different notes. And when these frequencies overlap, it produces a deep bass thump. The sun puts out somewhere in the region of 383 yotawatts of energy per second, which translates to about 290 decibels. That level of sound is impossible to produce here on Earth, and if it were possible, it would likely kill you. Luckily, space is a near vacuum that doesn't transmit sound, and the sun is very far away. But what if the emptiness of space was replaced with a medium that could transmit sound? Let's imagine the vacuum of space was replaced with good old-fashioned Earth atmosphere. Over the vast 150 million kilometer trip to Earth, the mind-bending 290 decibels of the sun would gradually fade to somewhere around 125 decibels. That's a much more palatable number, but it's still incredibly loud, and it would be constant everywhere on Earth. So how loud is 125 decibels? Well, let's work our way up to it. One thing to note is that decibel levels don't scale in a linear fashion. Each 10 decibel increase is perceived to be twice as loud as the previous level. For example, a normal conversation is about 60 decibels, and a washing machine is about 70. The washing machine is generally perceived to be about twice as loud as the conversation. At 80 decibels, you have a lawnmower or leaf blower, loud enough to damage your hearing after about 2 hours. A motorcycle clocks in around 95 decibels, which can lead to damage in just under an hour. A car horn 5 meters away or a loud football game both measure about 100 decibels, enough to damage your hearing in 15 minutes. 105 to 110 decibels is the approximate level of loud concerts, which can lead to hearing loss in as little as 2 minutes. 120 decibels is the equivalent of standing 1 meter from a blaring train horn, and is the threshold for physical pain. The sun would subject us to 125 decibels all day, every day, forever. And remember, since a 10 decibel increase is perceived as twice as loud, Earth's ambient noise level would feel 50% louder than standing right next to a train horn that never stopped. In short, it's probably a good thing we can't hear the sun. Otherwise, we'd be a planet full of people in constant physical pain from a ridiculously loud, constant drone from the very thing that makes life possible in the first place. We wouldn't be able to hear ourselves think, let alone have a normal conversation. And if you couldn't hear yourself think, how are you supposed to remember all your different passwords? In the event that space ever does start transmitting sound, Dashlane has you covered. It's a one-stop shop password manager and online security tool that'll make your life a lot easier. Thanks to Dashlane, I can take control of all my online accounts and secure each one of them with strong, unique passwords, as well as get breach alerts that tell me when one of my accounts has been compromised. Dashlane is a super secure, locally encrypted password manager for all your most important data. It's a safe place to store important documents and receipts, a VPN to keep your browsing secure from prying eyes, a dark web monitoring watchdog, and of course, a reliable password manager that makes it easy to save all your different passwords, autofill login fields, and automatically change passwords if they're ever compromised. Go to dashlane.com/secondthought to try out these awesome features with a free trial of Dashlane Premium. And if you really want to get serious about online security, use the coupon code SECONDTHOUGHT to get 10% off your subscription.